Funziona? Buongiorno a tutti e grazie a tutti di essere qui. Signor Presidente del Consiglio, Foreign Secretary, Ministro Lollobrigida, come voi sapete un ambasciatore è il rappresentante del Presidente della Repubblica e del Governo del Paese in cui è accreditato. Quindi avendo qui io i miei dante causa mi sembra inutile che parli, perché parla direttamente il Governo. L'unica cosa che io vorrei dire prima di passare la parola agli altri è che voglio ringraziare tutti gli amici che hanno consentito a noi di organizzare un evento del genere in così poco tempo. Senza il loro aiuto, senza il loro contributo sarebbe stato impossibile farlo. Io passerei adesso la parola al Ministro Lollobrigida che ci illustra quello che è successo stamattina, dopodiché il Foreign Secretary ci farà un saluto e la parola poi al Presidente del Consiglio.
C'è un medico? C'è un medico?
Medico? Sì. Sì, c'è, lo sanno.
Iniziamo l'emergenza.
Ce ne sono vari. Devo andare a vedere. Ministro, prego.
Grazie all'ambasciatore Lambertini. Per noi oggi è un altro degli incontri che stiamo svolgendo in tutto il mondo per confermare e rafforzare i rapporti tra nazioni e aprire nuovi mercati o rafforzare quelli che già sono stati aperti. Il mio ringraziamento va ovviamente a tutti gli imprenditori che hanno avuto la voglia di accompagnarci in questo percorso, a tutto il sistema Italia che in questi anni è riuscito a resistere anche rispetto a un quadro di mancata stabilità che indebolisce sempre una nazione al di là del colore del governo pro tempore. Io sono particolarmente contento ovviamente che la Presidente Giorgia Meloni abbia scelto di svolgere il suo primo incontro bilaterale qui in Gran Bretagna associandolo alla presentazione del sistema Italia, e io dico sistema Italia anche se questo è orientato più sui prodotti italiani nel sistema agroalimentare, perché noi in ogni occasione quando usciamo fuori dai nostri confini tentiamo di raccontare quello che c'è dietro anche i prodotti dell'agroalimentare. C'è un video che voi potete osservare qui, per esempio, che racconta il Giro d'Italia, una manifestazione che io credo sia un'eccellenza dello sport e che racconta come l'Italia da sud a nord sia un paese da visitare. Ci passano i nostri ciclisti tra i monumenti, tra le montagne, raccontano la biodiversità e i nostri prodotti dell'agroalimentare sono collegati al territorio. Rappresentano quell'elemento che io credo sia il valore aggiunto per la nostra nazione, che è la qualità. L'elemento che noi dobbiamo difendere ad ogni costo perché evidentemente siamo generosi e quindi forniamo benessere al resto del pianeta attraverso i nostri prodotti, le nostre trasformazioni, ma anche perché questo fa bene alle nostre imprese e alla nostra economia. Creare ricchezza per poterla ridistribuire, aiutando anche i più deboli, è credo la novità, anche se molto banale, che il nostro governo sta portando avanti, perché l'altro metodo per distribuire ricchezza è quello di vendere gli asset strategici, e l'Italia già lo ha fatto, è quello di creare debito, e l'Italia ne ha fatto fin troppo. Oggi è necessario investire sulle nostre imprese per far crescere la nostra economia e ogni momento di questa natura ci permette di farlo. Un grazie davvero sentito ambasciatore Lambertini per l'efficienza con la quale lei ha organizzato questo incontro, nato dal nostro primo incontro a Roma, da una battuta che mi fece l'ambasciatore: sono napoletano, si avvicina Capodanno, ho difficoltà con le vongole fresche. Ecco, noi siamo qui per dare una risposta all'esigenza dei tanti che vogliono cibo italiano e vino italiano sulle loro tavole nel minor tempo possibile, e grazie ovviamente al governo inglese tutto per la grande disponibilità. Ieri ho avuto l'occasione di incontrare la mia collega Teresa Coffi e abbiamo avuto modo di instaurare un ottimo rapporto che si configurerà fin da subito in un tavolo tecnico per agevolare le imprese italiane e ovviamente le imprese britanniche che intenderanno aumentare il loro interscambio e quindi il virtuoso rapporto che, a prescindere dalle scelte dei singoli popoli, che vanno sempre rispettate, come quella britannica di uscire dalla UE e quella italiana di restarci, devono essere rafforzate e incentivate e implementate. Quindi grazie, grazie davvero.
For being here today, taking part in this meeting, and a meeting which is part of a series of meetings that we have undertaken all over the world because we want to strengthen the relationships and markets. And I'm very grateful to all the entrepreneurs that have been with us today, and the fact that what we're trying to do as a government is to strengthen the stability, and our government obviously has chosen the UK as the first bilateral meeting of our Prime Minister, and the idea is to work to sponsor Italian products, or the quality of Italian products, agri-food products. You will see on the video the Giro d'Italia, which is a very important sporting event that crosses the country from north to south through monuments. So the idea is to absolutely strengthen the image of Italy. The quality of our products has to be recognized, and we have started bilateral meetings which will lead to great success for sure, and I'll leave the floor to the Minister.
Thanks. I will speak in both English and all the Italian that I know. Grazie, grazie mille. That is all the Italian that I know. Sadly, I wish I knew more of your beautiful language, but you can rest in the safe knowledge through much of the speech, which will now be delivered in English. It, of course, has the roots of your beautiful language woven within it. Prime Minister Meloni, Your Excellency, Minister Lollo Brigida, I am delighted to join you here today. It is always a pleasure to come here and to spend time with you. It's wonderful to see you in London, and I'm incredibly impressed by what you have already achieved since your election by the Italian people in September of last year. I'm also very impressed that just as your wonderful language has influenced my own, you have absorbed some of the wisdom from British political philosophers, whether that be from Roger Scruton to Edmund Burke, and you bring that thinking to the pragmatic business of government, and I applaud you for doing so. Your contribution of, your combination of clear leadership with an ability to get things done is deeply, deeply impressive, and your strong and principled support for the people of Ukraine in their self-defense, for your promotion of economic stability and prosperity at home in Italy. All these things are, I think, were reflected in the incredibly warm welcome that I and my defence colleague Ben Wallace received when we visited Rome in February of this year. And your visit to London today maintains the momentum of that strong bilateral relationship. Now, some of you will know, if you're keen students of history, that Italy and the UK have a very, very, very long relationship. And I will perhaps let you in on something you perhaps did not know, is that just in a few days' time, at the coronation of King Charles III, you will have the chance to visit Westminster Abbey and see the extraordinary Cosmati pavement. And this pavement was created jointly by Italian and English craftsmen almost 800 years ago in 1268. It is uniquely beautiful. It is uniquely symbolic. And today, it shines more brightly than it has done for centuries because it has received the attention of expert workmen. So in 8 days' time, on the 6th of May, at the very moment that the Archbishop of Canterbury places the crown of St Edward on the head of King Charles III, one of the iconic acts of making him our king, he will be seated on the coronation chair, which itself sits upon that mosaic made by English and Italian craftsmen all those centuries ago. What a great example of the long-standing history of cooperation and what we can achieve together. But whilst the past is wonderful, the future is the most important, and I am incredibly proud that we will be creating the Global Combat Air Programme together alongside Japan, because we both understand that the Indo-Pacific and the Euro-Atlantic are two sides of the same global coin. We'll be working together with you at the G7 on Ukraine's reconstruction. We'll be working together with you on tackling illegal migration, and these things are reflected in the ambitious joint memorandum of understanding which was signed today by our two Prime Ministers. It sets direction. It outlines the breadth of our work, from foreign policy to migration to climate action, and of course the wonderful people ties that we enjoy, ties that underscore our wonderful love of Italian food. And I think it's right for the Minister. I think it is absolutely right that the Minister speaks with such passion about one of the global contributions, one of the many, but perhaps most iconic global contributions that your country has made, and one that you probably can tell I enjoy on quite a regular basis. So there is so much that we have done together, so much that we are doing together, and so much that we will do together in the future. I look forward to being part of it. Prime Minister, please, can I invite you to take the floor, and thank you for joining us.
Dunque, buongiorno a tutti, grazie di essere qui. Ovviamente io per rispetto e per attenzione, non solo nei confronti del Ministro degli Affari Esteri, ma anche dei tanti cittadini del Regno Unito che hanno accettato il nostro invito, se me lo consentite farò questo speech in inglese, perché l'inglese voi lo capite tutti e non è detto che tutti gli inglesi qui presenti invece capiscano l'italiano. So good afternoon to all. I want to thank Minister Francesco Lollobrigida for this initiative, the Ambassador Inigo Lambertini for hosting in the splendid setting of this residence, the House of Italians in London. I want to thank very much James Cleverly, Foreign Secretary, for being here today, for his fantastic words. My greetings to the participants in this morning's workshop and to all the British guests who accepted the invitation to this reception that celebrates the strong friendship between Italy and the United Kingdom. Our nations are traditionally linked by a broad convergence of interests and values, strong economic and industrial partnership, and close cultural and civil society relations, fostered also by the existence of a large resident community. We also mentioned this in the meeting I had yesterday afternoon with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. We talked about a new phase of bilateral cooperation by signing a memorandum of understanding that will guide our relations for the coming years. There is full agreement on the common objectives and on the path that Italy and the United Kingdom can take together to further strengthen an already solid bond. The UK is a key partner for Italy in a number of cross-cutting sectors for economic and industrial cooperation, from energy to environmental sustainability and innovation. The work done today by our respective companies in the agri-food sector, which is traditionally one of the strong points of our bilateral relationship, is emblematic. Yet both nations are aware that there is an untapped potential that we can still exploit, considering the extraordinary work carried out by our trade associations that have supported the Ministry of Agriculture in today's meeting. I would also like to thank the Foreign Trade Institute, led by President Matteo Zoppas, for the valuable work done every day. Italian agri-food is high quality, that my government is strongly protecting and promoting through the international markets. Quality production and values that are identified in the traditions, methods, and territories of our nation. All elements that made in Italy agri-food products a strategic asset on our economy and a key element of our know-how at international level. We are only at the beginning of our work, but we have already introduced several significant measures in these first 6 months of government, from the contribution for young farmers to the Fund for Technological Innovation, from the extension of vouchers to the support for new agriculture entrepreneurs. Not to mention the work we are doing to strengthen the fight against counterfeiting and imitation of Italian agri-food products, which cost billions of euros in lost sales every year and implies a lower product quality. This is a common battle for both Italian producers and consumers all over the world. There is also a need to tackle structural and long-term challenges, including climate change and investing in innovation. Tradition and innovation have always been the key ingredients of the Italian agri-food know-how. The Italian agri-food system is strong and healthy, exceeding 60 billion euro in export in 2022, but we can achieve even higher goals, starting from relationship between Italy and the United Kingdom. Agribusiness is a pillar of the Italian system, a strong teamwork between the public and private sector, between institutions, trade associations, entrepreneurs, and workers of the area, in order to be even stronger and more ambitious. In a week's time, the coronation of Charles III will be celebrated. We know how much he appreciates the Italian landscape, a landscape also made by generations of farmers, a heritage we are proud of. Economy, culture, beauty, taste, health. 5 words that make one nation, which is Italy. I am sure that we will be able to successfully work together. We can make the difference, and you can count always on me. So let's roll up our sleeves. Grazie a tutti.